Inside a human brain, 86 billion neurons fire in complex, interconnected patterns. Modern AI mimics the results of that biological complexity, navigating cars through city traffic and identifying tumors in medical scans with high accuracy. But these machines do not possess physical synapses. Instead, they operate entirely on a hidden grid of mathematics. Understanding how a machine learns requires looking past the magic and treating the network as a mechanical filtration system. To see how that works, we must zoom in on a single, isolated processing node. This node acts as a sieve. Its primary function is to catch and filter raw incoming signals. Inside are weights, internal volume knobs that dial up important signals and mute the ones that are merely noise. The bias acts as a gatekeeper. It sets a threshold that the combined signal must reach before the gate snaps open to let the data pass through. The challenge of building AI involves finding the exact combination of settings for every knob and gate in the network. When we zoom out, we see millions of these sieves arranged in distinct, interconnected layers. In forward propagation, raw data moves left to right through this maze of randomized knobs and gates. The signals exit the final layer to produce a prediction. But because the initial settings are random, the prediction is wrong. The system uses this specific failure as the mathematical leverage required to trigger the learning process. The moment the mistake is recognized, a diagnostic pulse called backpropagation moves backward through the grid. As it travels, it calculates the mathematical discrepancy between the wrong guess and the correct answer. It traces that error through the layers, pinpointing which knobs were set too high and which gates were closed too tight. This diagnostic loop allows the system to map its own internal flaws. However, knowing a setting is wrong does not tell the machine exactly how much to turn the knob to fix it. To find the solution, the network uses a mathematical strategy called gradient descent. This process is like navigating down a physical hill to reach the lowest point of zero error at the bottom of a valley. The machine takes small, measured steps down the slope to avoid overshooting the optimal setting. Gradient descent executes the physical adjustments that move the network incrementally closer to accuracy. A single cycle of guessing and correcting creates no meaningful intelligence. For capability to emerge, the system repeats this entire loop millions of times at high speed. Repeating this cycle allows the network to identify a single line, stack those lines into shapes, and eventually identify complex features like a wheel or an eye. Billions of these minute mechanical adjustments eventually lock into place, producing the fluid intuition we perceive in AI. This mechanical loop of filtration and error correction is exactly how machines now simulate the complex process of thinking.